Guys, we begin working with creating lines. Okay, creating lines, we begin by doing our initialization. Remember, this is the section that we say that once we write these statements, we'll not need to make any changes to these particular statements. As we write them, we'll leave it as such. So there isn't a lot that you can do in the main function. So let's put these statements there. Create window, this one gives us the title. Okay, then we can get the window size, maybe 300 by 300, that should work. Glad initialization window position, we can give it maybe 50-50. And then we can be able to call our function from this particular point. And that is display, the one you're seeing at the top there. Then we can set the loop. Yeah, that's it. Those are the statements that we need for this particular function. So now for the display function will be called from this particular point here. So since we are working with creating lines, then we specify the geometric primitive that we are going to be working with. Yeah, you specify it there where we have GL, then begin. So we can start with GL line strip. Remember, we're working with lines, therefore there is need for us to change this from triangle to lines. However, remember that is just commenting. Whether you change it or you do not change it does not affect our code. GL vertex. So this is basically now where you begin to give the coordinates of the points that you are going to use to form these particular lines. 2F means we need two floats within the opening and closing bracket. You can give negative 0.8, 0.1, then of course you terminate. That's the first point. You have GL vertex to F again for us to be able to give the next coordinate for the next point. Negative 0.2. Then we have a 0.1 and then we terminate. Let's get to the third point. GL vertex to F again. Then we specify the two parameters, negative 0.2 and 0.7. And then finally the last point. You can work with as many points as you want depending on the kind of parameter that you want to be able to display on the screen. Negative 0.8 and then 0.7 there, and terminate. Now this code is not supposed to be there. We are supposed to be working within the begin and end. So paste the code there. You can do a little bit of formatting here. There. Let's remove unnecessary spacing. That's good. That looks better now. Compile and run. There it is. Okay. So the code is functioning without any error. Now we can change this to GL lines and see what you're going to get. Oh, sorry, you have an error there, something not quite. Oh, we have an error there. We forgot the S. It is GL lines. Let's execute. There it is. You have joined all those points. There, yeah. Now let's see if we make a few more changes here. So remember, we have formatting lines, creating and formatting line. So GL line strip, what does it give us? Let's compile and run. There, that's what we're getting. Okay. But remember, we can also be able to join all these points that we are having here from one point to another. Just have a line connect from one point to another point to another point to another point. That way we can be able to have a complete shape, whether square, rectangle, whatever it is. So how can we go about it? So we make changes here. GL lines loop. Execute, compile, run. Let's see what you're getting. There it is. So once you join all these lines based on the coordinates that you've given, then you'll be able to get the shape. So we've gotten a square there. Now, it's important for us to look at these particular points that we are talking about. So when you're working with points, remember, we get the lines from the point, because we say that for us to be able to get a line, you are connecting from one point to another point, and that is what is forming a line. And actually, I think that's the definition of what a line is. So in the main function, there is not much to change there, except maybe the title. So now let's get our focus on the display. Remember, we are working with points here. We can change that. Remember, that is commenting. It's not that important. You can even delete it. We are still working with the original coordinates. So we change this to GL point. Yeah, GL points. Okay, let's execute this and see what we're getting. Perfect, there it is. So we have the four, I think you can see them clearly. We have 4 points there. The little white dots that you can see there, those are the points that we are referring to. The output is based on the coordinates that we have given for the X and the Y axis for each point defined. Yeah, I think that is it now. So bye-bye.